Today we're going to take a quick look into deep lead mines. A deep lead is an ancient riverbed which has been buried by lava flows or by deposition of new sedimentary layers. Just like present-day watercourses, these ancient riverbeds could often contain gold. A deep lead mine is an operation which digs down and takes out the rich washdirt of the ancient riverbed, then processes it for gold. The location of the lead was usually determined by boring in lines across the area. Once this was established, companies would then find the safest place to sink their shaft, so they would be sinking through solid rock wherever possible. They would then tunnel across beneath the lead, put up bores to drain the water, and then begin taking the washdirt out in sections. There were two main methods for doing this, known as the Chiltern method and the Ballarat method, and I'll make a more detailed video about this down the track, as it's very interesting. You may have come across the remains of horse-powered puddling machines in the bush throughout the region. Puddlers were used to process alluvial material, and these machines were employed on a much larger scale by deep lead mining companies. Instead of being powered by horses, they were powered by steam, and were sometimes elevated and set beside the poppet head. This is why you'll often see these deep lead mines with lines of mullock fanning out in one direction from the shaft and lines of tailings fanning out in another. This material was being processed right alongside the shaft after it was raised from underground. In other cases, the material was taken over to a separate mill where it was processed, then tailings were dumped out from there. Working in deep leads was very dangerous due to the unstable nature of the alluvial ground. Cave-ins and sudden bursts of drift and water were all too common throughout Victoria's mining history. These ancient buried river systems are very extensive, as you can see here, and you'll see their courses marked out on the surface today by the huge mullock and tailings piles of these daring deep lead mines. Many of these old riverbeds were buried by volcanic eruptions, and if you're interested in checking out a great example of this, head up to the Mount Greenock Geological Reserve near Talbot. Here you'll see a deep lead mine set right alongside a volcano, and you'll see the piles of washed river rocks which they extracted from beneath the flows of lava. Groundwater was a constant issue for deep lead mines, and big problems needed big solutions. Massive Cornish pumping engines were installed at some of these mines, with mighty iron beams supported by huge arches. You'll be able to spot the striking remains of these pump houses on various deep leads throughout the region, and two of them are featured along the Buried Rivers of Gold self-guided tour near Creswick. As we know, there were many great gold nuggets found in shallow alluvial workings throughout the Goldfields. The Welcome Stranger, the Blanche Barkley, the Poseidon, and many more. But nuggets were often found by companies in the deep lead mines as well. In fact, the second biggest alluvial gold nugget ever found, the Welcome, was discovered 180 feet underground in Ballarat's Red Hill Deep Lead Mine. If you head to Sovereign Hill in Ballarat, you'll be able to take an underground tour through a replica of the Red Hill mine. This replica is based on a lithograph which was done of the original mine in 1858 in celebration of the discovery. And as you can see, they really did a fantastic job recreating this mine. The Welcome nugget overtook the Blanche Barkley as the biggest alluvial gold nugget ever discovered, and held its place until the 1869 discovery of the Welcome Stranger. Some of these deep leads contained so much gold that it was beyond belief. On the junction of the Prince Regent and Canadian leads in Ballarat, one early claim in 1853 was found to contain a literal ton of gold. The claims in that area were so rich they were known as jewelers' shops. If you'd like to check out more about deep lead mining, there are a few places you should definitely visit. As I've mentioned, the Red Hill mine replica at Sovereign Hill takes you on a self-guided tour through a recreated deep lead gold mine and teaches you about the discovery of the famous Welcome nugget. Sovereign Hill offers several underground mine tours, as well as lots of brilliant examples of alluvial mining methods and technologies, including a steam-powered puddler. Not far from Ballarat, the Buried Rivers of Gold self-guided tour takes you on a 31-kilometre journey through the richest deep lead system in Victoria, beginning at the New Australasian No. 2 mine in Creswick. Brochures for this tour are available at the Creswick Information Centre, and I'll put a link to the website in the description below. The Grand Duke mine at Timor allows you to take an up-close look at the striking remains of a Cornish pump house, which once supported the massive iron beam of a Cornish pump. I've got a video about a terrible accident which happened at this mine in 1883. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. Thanks for watching this video. If you're interested in learning more about the fascinating gold mining history of Victoria, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.